friends, welcome to our Creativity Club. I'm Meredith, the brand ambassador for Faber-Castell USA Creativity for Kids. Today we are unboxing our Friendship Bracelet kit, which is part of our Happiness Project set of kits. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Alright, we have our bracelet tool, 5 locket notes, sticker sheet, and kindness cards, our handy dandy instructions, our lockets, our beads, our charms, our clasps, our embroidery floss, and our bead threaders. Okay. So, as you can see, in these kits, in our Happiness Project kits, we're using paper bags as much as we can to try and reduce the use of plastic. So, we're doing our all to be eco-friendly as much as we can. So, let's go ahead and open up the bags and show you what's inside each bag. So here's our embroidery floss, and these colors I absolutely love because it incorporates this really pretty teal seafoam type color, our magenta, yellow, lavender, like a bright blue, and our peach. So those are really pretty colors here. We also have these bead threaders, which are super helpful, and we give you a couple of them because sometimes they split apart, but these are super helpful for when you're putting a bead on a piece of thread or having to thread something through. So we'll get to these in a little bit. In here, as you can hear, are all of our beads and our lockets. So I'll just push all of our samples to the side here and pour some of these beads and charms out. There you go. So you're given faceted beads, and these beads are really pretty because they have this iridescent finish on them. So you're given all the different colors of the threads that you have to match, but even if you don't match up the colors to the threads, they'll still pick up the color of the threads because of the iridescent finish. I just love these, they're so pretty. You're also given these really fun little clasps, and these are really helpful for attaching your bracelet onto yourself. So I will show you how these are used in a little bit. And you're given all of these fun charms, and these two here are actually lockets. So we give you a heart and a hexagon locket. So these actually open up, I'll show you. So inside you can hide something or keep something in here. So I just love lockets for that reason. And you're given 2 of them. So if you do want to make a bracelet for you and then one for your friend, you guys can go ahead and trade notes back and forth and keep your notes in your lockets. So back to our charms, we have a rainbow, a heart, a cute little envelope with a heart on it, a shooting star, and a happy little flower. So all of these are available for you to integrate into your friendship bracelets. So we'll set these right up here. And then last but not least is our rainbow tool. So it's not just a tool, it's also a displayer. So this is specially designed with little slots in between the sun rays and in between the little bumps of the cloud. And you're going to be using that as the way to hold your bracelet while you're braiding, or after you're done braiding all your bracelets, you can slide your bracelets in and then hang it up as a displayer. What else you're given are these cute little kindness cards. So when you're done with your bracelet, you can just slide your bracelet into the card and then give it to someone as a gift. And we'll show you how to do that as well. These are stickers. These both go on the lockets and then help to hold your little kindness notes together. And you're also given these cute little pieces of paper. And this is specifically to write the little messages to keep inside your lockets. There we go. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we do is show you how to use your bracelet tool. So in the picture in the instructions, you can see you use the tool by holding it in between your knees. So you pinch it in between your knees in order to hold it in place. And I'm going to start here. Actually, I'm going to go to the next page where it shows you how to start your bracelets. So to do a basic braided bracelet, you only need 2 colors of cord. So I'm going to choose a yellow and a pink. And all of the cord is cut to the size for braiding each and every one of these designs of bracelet. So what you do is you have your cord and you fold it in half like this. Now here in the center, you're going to loop it together and create a knot. So I'm going to do this real slow so you can see. So here's the center of our thread. So we're going to basically just loop it together like this and then just tie that in a knot. Just like that. Ta-da! So now you have a loop. And here's our knot that we just made. So for our bracelet holder tool, you're going to take the loop and then just slide it into the slit of the bracelet holder tool. Now it will be tight the first time you put it in, but as you do it over and over again, it'll loosen up. So you can see this is how it fits in on the front, and you can see it poking through the back, just like that. So what you'll do is you'll hold the bracelet holder between your knees just like this, and that will keep it in place. But for our video purposes, I'm just going to hold it down on the table and just kind of not pull as hard as what you might be pulling when you're making your bracelet. So for a basic, nope, there's some beads underneath here. I'm going to move those out of the way. So for our basic braided bracelet, what we're going to do is we're going to start with basically three strands that we're going to braid together. So we have the left pink strand, we have the right pink strand, and then the yellow strand, I gathered both of them to act as one center strand. So we're going to take the left strand and put it over the center strand. We're going to take the right strand and now put that one over the center strand. So you're basically just taking turns, putting the left strand and then the right strand over the center strand. And you just, this is how you braid. This is the most simple way that you can braid. So oftentimes you'll see girls with braided hair, and this is how you would braid your hair. You just keep alternating, putting the left strand over the center strand and then the right strand over the center strand. And you just keep going over and over again. Now this is the whole basis of how all of our bracelets are going to be created in the instructions. So there's a lot of different ways you can take a basic braid and get creative with it. And I'll go slow one more time here. So we started with our left strand, our right strand, and our center strand. And what I've been doing, I just take the left one and go over the center. That one becomes the center. Now I take the right one, go over the center. Now this one becomes the center. And you just keep doing it over and over again. And when you get good practice with it, you can do it quite quickly. And it really doesn't take any time at all. And using this tool between your knees is actually really a lot easier than holding it on a table like this. So it should be a little easier for you guys to do. So you'll just keep going until you have enough braided to go all the way around your wrist. And how I measure it, because everybody's wrist is different, I just measure by just holding it and seeing, oh, does it go all the way around or do I need to keep going? So I think I need to keep going just a little bit more and then I'll be good. Let's see, where did I end up? Get that two back in here. And a little bit more. Oop. Okay, so now how do we finish? The easiest way, and how I'm finishing all of my bracelets, is going to be tying it in a knot. So I simply just loop it around my finger. I take all the strands together and I loop it around my finger, just like this. And then I push all the strands through the loop and pull through. So we create a knot at the end of our braid, just like that. So your braid will stay in place. Now just remove it from your bracelet making tool, and then it's all set. So if you would like to keep it on your wrist more permanently, you would just put it around your wrist and then tie the ends. You would tie the ends like this through the loop of your bracelet. So here's the loop of our bracelet, and you can just take all of these ends and feed them through the loop. Just like that. Oop, I missed one. Now it's actually really a lot easier if you have a friend to help you. But if you're doing it by yourself, you could just got to do the best you can. So you feed all the ends through your loop, and then you're just going to tie it around your wrist. Like this. So that's for a more permanent stay, so it stays on your wrist a little bit more permanent. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do give you some little clasps. So the next bracelet we make, I'm going to show you how to attach one of those little clasps. For right now though, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the extra tail. So I'll have this beautiful little bracelet to wear during our class. Okay, so our next bracelet is this cool beaded bracelet. So what you do is, again, it's this simple braid, but we're going to be introducing using beads within the braid. So to do that, we need to, we're basically just going to follow the same steps. So you can choose 2 colors of cord. This time I'm going to use purple and pink. There we go. And again, just put the ends together. And find the center. So the center is right here. Now we're going to create our little knot, just like we did for the bracelet before. And this little loop here, this is going to be helpful as the loop that will help this closure loop on. So instead of tying our bracelet on as a more permanent bracelet, you're going to be able to unhook your bracelet and take it on and off. Okay, so back to our beaded bracelet. So again, just put the loop through your bracelet making tool, nice and snug, just like that. Just like that, you can see it. And you're gonna start braiding just like we did before. So we have our right, our center, and our left strings. All right, so just take the left, go over the center, take the right, go over the center, and we're gonna just keep doing that for maybe about 5 motions. And here. Okay. So actually I'm gonna get the double cord over to the left hand side. Now what we're gonna do is take one of our needle threaders, our little bead threaders, and we're gonna choose only one of our strands and put it through the bead threader. Just like that. So then we're going to take one of our beads, and I'm going to use a bead that looks like a pearl, just this white one, and feed the bead threader through the pearl. Oh, that one might be a little clogged. Through the take the bead threader and feed it through the pearl and pull it. So you can kind of see it goes onto the thread. All right, so now that we have our bead on the thread, we're going to take both threads together again and continue braiding. So with the bead on the thread, cross it over the center, cross it over the center, cross it over the center, and you just keep braiding. Now this is how you keep the bead in place. So I'll hold it up so you can see. So we have our braid, we have our little bead that we just put on, and then we continued braiding a little bit. So when we have our double strand, the purple is the double strand, over to the left again, I'm going to add another bead. So again, we're just going to take one of the two strands, feed it through our bead threader, like that. And then we can choose another bead. I'm going to take a pink one this time. Put it right on the bead threader and put it onto our strand. So the bead threader just makes it easier for you to put a bead onto the strand. And then you just keep braiding. So the double strand will go to the center, and you just keep braiding. And now we have our second bead on our bracelet. Let's do one more bead. Maybe another of the white ones. So bead threader on. Find a little white pearl bead. Put that on and feed it on. Just like that. Gather both purples together and continue braiding. Now you can add as many more beads as you would like, but I am going to finish our bracelet and show you how to add our little clasp at the end. Okay. Alright, so like we finished before, I'm just going to wrap it around my finger and then feed the ends of the bracelet through the loop. Just like that, and tie it in a knot, just like that. So to add the clasp, and we'll use a white clasp, you can see it has this big like hole in the middle, or hole at the end. We are just going to tie 2 of our strings through one side and use the other side to tie them too. So I'll take the 2 pink strings and feed them through the little hole, and you can try and just do it like this because it is a big enough hole, or you can always use your bead threader and try and put it through your hole like that. Alright, so we have our pink threads through and our purple threads that are not through. So we're going to simply tie the pink and the purple together just like that. And I'm going to double knot it so it doesn't come undone. Maybe triple knot it so it doesn't come undone. And anytime you're doing knots with embroidery floss, especially for friendship bracelets, like things that you're going to wear, I do recommend just adding a little drop of glue wherever the knot is, so it's less likely that it will come undone. Alright, so now that we have our little clasp at the end, you can see there's a little lever. So you just pull the little lever back with your thumbnail, and then the end of the bracelet has the loop on it. That's how we started. And you can just clasp your bracelet together like that. Now you can see there are these beautiful long ends that are left. Well, we decorate those with some of our beads. So you can use your bead threader and just thread a couple beads on the ends to make it look more dangly and fun. And since we used the white pearl beads and a pink bead, I think I'll use another pink bead and some white beads to decorate. So what I did, I put one pink bead on, let's see, there we go. And then I'm just going to tie a knot to keep it on the thread. And I'm going to double knot it. So here's a single knot. I'm going to double knot it like that. Maybe triple knot it. We just don't want the bead to come off. And again, since we are knotting, I would add a little bit of glue right here on the knot. But now the bead won't come off the knotted part. So that's an easy way to add a little bit of dangle like what I have here on my bracelet. And then when you're done adding your beads, you can always just cut off the excess embroidery floss, the excess thread. There you go, just like that. All right, so we've done a basic braid, we've done a beaded braid. Now the next thing in our instructions is how to do a rope braid. So for this one, you're going to take 4 different threads. So you get to choose 4 different colors. So we'll do peach, blue, yellow, and I think the teal will be really pretty. And I really like these colors because you can mix and match them to reflect like different seasons, like summer, or maybe if you just choose the blue and the purple and the aqua, the teal color, maybe that looks a little bit more wintry to you. So choosing the different colors of thread could mean different things to you and your friends when you're making each other bracelets. All right, just like we did before, we're going to find the center of our thread. Which is right here. So we're gonna tie our knot. Just like that. And put it through our bracelet making tool. And you can see it actually slid in there pretty easily this time. Alright, so for this one, we're going to put 4 threads in the center and 2 threads on each side. So choose whichever colors you want to kind of be like the ropey type of the threads. So you'll see what I mean once we get started. So I'm going to choose the blue to be on either side. So then the rest of the cords are all going to be in the center. So my purple, my peach, and my yellow are all in the center. So we're going to braid simply as we've braided before, but the fact that there's only 1 thread on each side will make the bracelet look different. So I can show you a finished sample before we begin. So you can see this is, let's see if I can get it in focus a little bit better. Here we go. This is an example of the rope braid. So you can see how the yellow kind of outlines the orange and the peach. So for us, the blue will outline all the other colors. Alright, so let's get started. So just braid just like you would braid before. So just continually going over the center thread with either side of the threads. And I am not pulling it very tight. I'm leaving it kind of loose. And when you leave it kind of loose, it allows for the center threads to become more bulky between the side threads. So all of the orange and yellow and purple kind of bulge out from the blue. And that's the look that we're going for. It just looks really cool. And it looks more complicated than it actually is. Again, that's how this kit was developed, was to try and make the simple braid look more creative than just a simple braid. And I think it's very successful in doing that. So it's easy to do and you get amazing results. And I would be really happy to give any one of these bracelets to my friends to wear. So again, you just want to keep going until you think it'll go around your wrist. So just hold your wrist up and kind of drape it around your wrist to make sure that it will fit. So, yep, it meets. All right, so this is what ours looks like. It's kind of hard to see up against our tool. So on one side, you see more of the orange and the peach. On the other side, you see more of the purple. Okay, so we'll go ahead and, like with all of our other bracelets, just knot the bottom of it. Take all of the strands together, knot it all together, just like that. And this time we're going to attach one of our fun charms. So I think the charm that will match this color scheme the best will be our, let's see, is it going to be our heart? I think our shooting star. So the shooting star, again, has this cool little opening at the top. So just choose 2 threads. I'm choosing the peach threads. And you can use your bead threader if you want. So just put the thread through your bead threader and then just feed it right through the hole in the charm, just like that. So next, just tie the 2 threads together just like that, and I would double knot it or even triple knot it, and then add a little dab of glue on the knot so it stays in place. And you can trim your cords as long or as short as you'd like. And of course, like I showed you earlier, you can add some beads to your other cords to make them dangle, like how I have what I'm wearing. And for this one, this is also a less permanent type of bracelet, how you can wear it. So for this one, you just take the charm and you can feed it through the loop, and all of your other loose ends you can just feed through the loop, and that will help it stay on like that. So here's our loop, here's our little charm, and this is actually like what I'm wearing. I have my charm of the little flower that's been fed through my loop, and it just stays on because the weight of the charm and the beads just keep it on my wrist. So like this. All right, we have one more braid to show you. And I call this one the Scrunchy braid, and it's really my favorite because it's super fun to look at. So it's a regular braid, but you basically just scrunch it up and then continue to braid it. So for this one, you can choose 3 threads. You can choose more than 3 threads. Actually, for all of them, you can choose more than 2 or 3 threads. It's just how thick you want your bracelet to be, or how many colors you'd like to include in your bracelet. So let's see, what color haven't we used all that much of yet? How about the aqua, the teal color? And we'll use the purple and the pink. Okay, so we'll gather the ends just like we did before. And find our center. Make a loop. And make a knot. I guess to make our loop, just like this. and then feed the loop into one of the spaces on your bracelet making tool. And for this one, I'm going to keep all of the threads with each other. So both teal threads will stay together, both magenta and both purple. And go ahead and just braid as normal, as usual. So left to center, right to center, left to center, right to center. And it will look just basically like a regular braid until the end. So we're going to keep going. And again, keep it nice and loose. We don't want it super tight. It's easier to create the scrunch if you keep it loose. So you want to keep going until you're almost at the end of your threads. And we're about halfway there. So just keep going. These colors look so pretty together. These are kind of, I would say, wintry as well. So you can make bracelets for every different season. Or if your friend has favorite colors, you could have them choose their favorite colors. So you can make them a bracelet of their favorite colors. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my thread. Now I'm going to show you how to do the scrunch now. Okay, so we have our pink on one side, we have our purple on the other side, and we have our teal in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the teal and just push the other strings up. So I'm just sliding my fingers up the bracelet like that and holding, I just held the teal. So now, to make it look more like a bracelet, you kind of unscrunch it as much as you want. So the teal becomes the center of the scrunch, and the purple and the magenta become the zigzag around the center of the scrunch. So it's as easy as that to create this really cool scrunchy braid bracelet. Now at the end, gather all of your strands and just like the other ones, tie it in a knot. Tie all of the threads in a knot to keep it from coming undone. And this time we're going to put a locket on the end. So similar to the charm, you can use the bead threader and just choose one of your colors of thread and thread that on like, whoop, thread that through the bead threader. Just like that. And we'll use the heart-shaped locket. So as you can see, the heart-shaped locket has the little hole at the top. So we're just threading our thread through the top hole. Just like that. Now just take the other thread, the other purple thread, and knot the locket on. So I tied it once, tied it twice, and triple knotted. And again, I would use a little dot of glue to keep the knot on, or to keep the knot together so it doesn't come undone. So with our lockets, you're given this sticker sheet. The heart sticker will fit perfectly right on the front of the heart locket. So let's put our sticker on. And the other sticker will go right on the front of the other locket. So if you'd like to write your friend a message, you can use these cute little pieces of paper that we give you. I think I'll use purple. Oops. So, you are the sweetest. And then all you do, you just can fold it up. So I folded it in half twice and then folded it the other way to create this teeny tiny little note, the size of your fingerprint. Now open up your locket. So just put your nail in between and you can just open it like that. Put your note inside and just make sure that the paper doesn't cover up the little clasp, and then just close it and you'll hear it lock. So now you have a sweet little message inside your locket for your friend. And again, the best way for these to for you to wear with the locket is just by feeding it through the loop at the end of your bracelet, and the weight of the locket will keep your bracelet on, just like that. So when it is time to give your friend your bracelet, we give you these cute little cards. So you could put your friend's name on the front. And fold it in half. Or you could put a little note inside too. You're amazing. And each of these little cards has a little slit at the top with a little hole in it. So this is where you're going to actually feed your bracelet into. So I chose this sweet little bracelet with the little pearls on it. So just the end of the bracelet I'm going to have on the outside, like this. So I just slid it through the top. So just the decorated part, or the charm, or the locket would be hanging right here. Then on the inside, you just kind of fold your bracelet up like this. So it's folded. And then we give you all these little stickers here. They're like rectangles. And you use one of these little rectangles to hold your bracelet inside, just like that. Close up your card and use another little rectangle to keep it closed. So now you have this really sweet little gift to give your friend. And so when she opens it up, she'll see it's an awesome little bracelet to wear. Yay! I love this kit and I love all of our happiness kits. And I'm so happy that you were able to join me today and craft along. So if you want to share what you created, any of the bracelets, how they turned out for you, I would love to see them. Have an adult or older friend go ahead and take a picture and post it up on our Creativity for Kids Facebook page or hashtag Creativity for Kids on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to next time. Bye-bye.